Hey, hello, good morning to all of you present over here. So here is the third task which is provided from the Spark Indian Foundations from the data science and the business analytics. So here the task which is having for the retailer the data which is provided as a sample data SampleSuperStore.csv files which is represent. So here we have to explore our data set. So as the most companies which is having becoming with the data which is driven that she needed to be having to analyze and the data set which is having to explore. So in this we have to learn that what the tableau which is representation there. Here is a tableau which is used for the data visualizations and also to programs which is used to understand the data by the using with the simple things which is used as the drag and drop. We have approach which is using in this. So the tableau which is having the tool which is used for the representation or the visualization of the data. So in this going through we have to just see that what the things which is having the made by the tableau, or we have to build the n number of stories in this. So by using the different dashboards and different charts. So in this we have the like tableau which is used as a representation of visualization of the data. So in this we have to having the data sets as having data sets like this. So in this having the different fields like the state, cost share, regions, then categories, subcategories, sales, quantity, distributions, profit and margin, and this on categories based on data. So in this we have the data types and terminologies as a representation. So our data set means there are two types. We're having continuous and declarative. So in continuous we like for example the continuous data set is like having the profit and sales are the continuously representation, where the discrete is like for example there is categorical data from categorical, then states. So all this data having this representations of them. So like the data type, like there is some kind of numbers, then there is the strings, boolean, and there is a geographical representation. For that we have using the states like regions, states, countries. We have to just represent in our data sets country, city, states, coastal area, region based on that. So in this let's move on our stories that we have to meet. So in this we have to just go in. So here the having the results of a sample data set we have to just represent. So in that first of all there is a hand sale based on the categorical, where having the sales versus the categorical based features are from like furniture, official supplies, and based on the different countries. So you have to say that the California having the states which having the highest sales with the based on the webs based on the categories as features, as furniture or firms, and the total sale based on that particular having products like this products we have profits and sales. Also we have to represent the geographical like total number of sales and profits which is represented by this state. So California and all this. So here we have having tools which is having different state based on these which is having different the profit and losses, and these we have made by the tree chart representation. So in this tree chart we have different categorical and subcategorical we have to represent in that. So next we have to just see like this. So in this they having based on the having here the sales based on the having category wise, region wise based on this. Like in this for example in California the region with having western and the state California, and sales like this sales which is having. So based on the category like furniture, in furniture the maximum like the chairs which is having. So for example if I just selected like this, So automatically the graph, the visualization of the data should be changed, because in this we have using the having filters we have using in that. So automatically, like there is a furniture official supply and the technologies, we have the representation for that particular state, like there is a having this like region based on the centrals and the sales representations of that graph. Then next move on based on the individual sales, based on the categories. For example, sales by category. In case, for example, phone sells, the phone sells in this percent of this, and the profit which is given by like up to like I think there is a 50k over there. So profit and sales based on that, the category and the subcategory we have to represent in this graph. So in this also we have using in this animated. So that's why if we, when I just selected on this, so automatically it should be some time or delay which is required to gain the output from that side. So after that we have representation, the profit margin based on that representation or based on that particular state. So here we have to see that the state having the Colombia where the profit margin is 0. This means 36.98% the profit which is gained over the Colombia, and there is a loss, they have representation the huge loss, like there is a huge loss which is Ohio having the state which having the huge loss margin. So based on the having segments based on like there is a cooperative and corporations and vision segments are from. So we're having the home office and then corporations, and then having the consumers of firms. So we have to represent these graphs, and based on this the relation in categorical data. So we have to see that having investor based on the region, there is a 4 region we have to just predict. So region like central, east, south, then west, profit based on the profit and the loss, and the segments which is having furniture like official suppliers and technology. Next we have to move on. There is a having representation with having, first of all there is a having profit sales based on the states we have just representing this, and then there we having the type of the bar graph, like there is a side by side bar graph because it's representing the side by side bar graph based on that region where there is a central, east, south and west. On that we have to represent the different categoricals, what the say what they having the sales of that particular categoricals. Here now then we have to represent the cow birds clouds are from based on that having subcategory, and that they have to represent with the having cells like table having this kind of cells which is having here the pie chart will represent. So here the technology where what percent of that sale which is having this like 36.399 technologies where sales are from. Next we have to move from that particular things, like here we having using the discount, we having the category based on the total discount which is having. So you have to see that in furniture the mostly the furniture is having the 8.48 having the highest percent of that we discount which is having based on that particular category, based on the subcategories. In that the official supplier like the vendors having the highest 36.3 discounts which is having going on over that. And then we have to represent the creating the text highlighters based on that. Text highlighter means the dark whatever having, so having the maximum, so having the maximum sales which is represented. So in this we having these are the categories based, and these are the subcategories, and then in this we having like there mark which represent the dark, so the sales having 33007. Based on that category we have represent subcategory phones, and the category like the technologies which is represent. So the like these are most, then there is a second one having the chair of the furnitures, and third like the storage on this. So like this, from this to this we having based on the sales having representation of data, and at the last we have represent the particular states in which we having the based on the profit and loss, where on which area, which country we having states having the loss and profit. We have to show this having shown by the having the geographical map. So we have to see that in California